What's the most important thing for us to discuss? Because there's a lot to discuss today.
Scott Stapp.
You know, I do need to talk about Creed.
Oh, okay. We'll get
But
there.
maybe we'll save it
there
for later.
soon. Yes.
But do we talk about number 100? Do we talk about me looking like a gay man walking out of Target yesterday?
Do you look like the gay man?
Do we
looking
talk
at a
about
Target?
Mike not knowing when baseball season starts?
Hey, man. It was an honest mistake, Dad.
I'm sorry. It was
I'm
one
sorry
of
I'll never live up to your standards, Dad. Welcome to episode 0224, I think, right? We'll go with that.
Yes.
225, just in case. It's one of those.
Do you post them here on our Facebook?
I do.
Go to the Skinny with Mike and Adam /Facebook.com. No, backwards. Facebook.com/the Skinny with Mike and Adam.
Adam, what kind of link can people find at the Skinny with Mike and
Well,
Adam Facebook page?
Well, if you have one of those annual things like your wife's mammogram coming around, you should go on there and click on our Amazon affiliate link. There it will take you directly to Amazon.com, where you can do your purchasing of said anal beads, lube, wax, or trimming materials.
The perfect gift for
Yes.
every mammogram and pap smear.
Yes.
Or birthday.
Or birthday is
of which we are celebrating one's wife today.
one of our wives, yes.
Yeah, the only one that has a wife.
So yeah, you go there and you click on it, and then you can go to our Facebook page and find out what episode we were doing last week.
Yes. So today is episode 0224. Confirmed.
Good thing.
Woo.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We got a lot to talk about this week, so we'll just
much.
kind of get through the formalities. Thank you, Adam, for that lovely commercial. If you guys want to help us out, and if you guys have some Amazon stuff that you'd like to buy, help
Now,
us out by
are there-
going to an Amazon affiliate link.
Are there things non-anally related on Amazon?
Not that I have found.
Because I've never, like, every time I go there, it just takes me directly to the anal section.
Yeah.
So I've heard there's other products you can buy.
They're gonna hate this commercial if they ever listen to it. And Amazon's like, I'm gonna check up on these guys, make sure that they're promoting the affiliate
Oh crap!
link.
No, Amazon is a great and powerful company. They're going to take over everything.
I just
one day.
realized something. I get most of my income from a company that is actually, according to Forbes, is the number 2 most profitable online service on the internet. And technically, I work for the number 1 most profitable internet delivery company. So that's pretty cool.
And it starts with an S, and we're not allowed to say it?
Let's not say it.
Okay.
But the one that we're talking about now starts with an A, and that's Amazon. And you can help us out. Thank you, Adam, for that.
Well, and my job wouldn't be complete with how much Amazon provides to my employment.
There we go, right?
Because so many people who happen to be affiliated with said company
Like us.
have to come through and receive my services and tell me about what it's like to work at Amazon. And as you can tell by the inflection in my voice, it's got to be positive the whole time, because why would people come talk to me unless they were having absolutely the most wonderful day of their entire
They
lives?
just need someone to tell, you know?
Yeah.
When you're so filled with joy, sometimes you just need to scream it out to somebody, like a therapist.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a therapist.
No, you're a
I'm
social
the
worker.
rapist, but I'm not.
The rapist.
Wait,
Psychotherapy. Psycho the rapist.
the rapist.
But we have a lot to get through this week. We're going to do a late Valentine's Day episode, because last week we got really excited because we wanted to, because after the party from the Menzingers came out, and hey, Adam, shut up! I have a comment from last week's episode.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, that was out of line.
I wasn't saying a
apologize.
word. I wasn't even going there.
So I posted this episode online last week, and we got a comment
Yes.
from DSD.
What's up, DSD?
What's up, buddy?
He's the man.
Love the episode, guys. Right now, after the party is my AOTY.
Album of the year?
Yeah.
Whoa, I was like, your aortic artery? Wait.
It's a very serious album
Right.
for him, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I think it'll be in my top 10, unless this year is just insane as far as releases goes. I think this album is tied with Rented World as their second best, behind OTIP.
O-tip?
On the... Yeah, OTIP. My favorite tracks so far are Lookers, great track, Black
yeah.
Mass, and the title track.
You know it.
Thank you very much for that feedback, DSD. And if you would like to get in contact with our show, anybody, you can find us on Twitter, twitter.com/theskinnypod. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/theskinny-with-Mike and Adam. You can go directly to our page at theskinny-with-Mike-and-Adam.blogspot.com, or you can go to the Skinny Official on YouTube.
What?
I'm
We
gonna
have
be
a YouTube?
Yeah, I know, right? I just checked our YouTube page. Last time we posted an episode was episode 25.
Oh, what was that one about?
I have no idea. I didn't listen to it.
2012.
Yes.
Right? Was
So-
that before or after our best ofs list of 2012? Hard to tell.
So that would have been 2 years into our show. No, I'm sorry. That would be half a year into our show.
Yes.
What am I thinking of?
Roughly half a year. And since we
Yeah,
are...
we have one episode a month, right?
I know.
Two-
That was scary.
What was that?
Loud noises.
Is that
The
a
sound of-
train?
I think that was a dinosaur
A
outside.
dinosaur?
Dinosaurs come through here every so often.
Oh.
So that was just probably somebody's dinosaur
That's odd.
getting out again.
Okay.
Anyway, we have a lot of rabbits that get eaten. Anyway, but yes, and speaking of when we started the podcast, back then we only had 2 likes. One Mr. Mike and one Mr. Adam.
Oh, hold on. We're gonna get there. That's
Okay,
part of our.
okay.
That's part of our feed topics. We're gonna,
Okay.
we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But yeah. So contact us in any of those. Like I was saying, if you are if you frequent the YouTube, you can subscribe to us at the Skinny Official. I'm gonna be posting our episodes every week now on there. It's nothing special. It's just gonna be our title card and then the episode.
That was the
streaming there.
only way that you could listen to our episode
Back in the day.
in those single digit days,
Yeah.
or double digit days.
I think I finally put it like online, because it went online on YouTube like in 50 something, right? Because the very first episode that was on, I'm not YouTube, I'm sorry, iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the very first iTunes episode was our Breaking Bad spoiler cast with one Don Reed.
Yes.
And everything before that was posted on archive.org.
Archive.
And the only way to listen to our episode was to click on our link that took us to our website, and then you had to stream it from the page. That was the only way to listen to our show.
I don't know how I listened to our page all those years ago. Or our show, I mean.
I think I might have just given you I know you might have downloaded it and put it onto your iTunes and then put it onto your iPod.
It's very possible.
So many steps.
It's crazy how far technology has come.
The future is now.
In just a mere 5 years.
Yeah, but if you want, if you prefer to listen to our show streaming on YouTube, that way you can listen to it like on your phone or on your computer desk. Then I'll give you guys that avenue. So just another way to interact with the show if you wish. So like I said, we have a lot to get through this week, including a main Valentine's Day topic, which we'll get to later. But for now, we're gonna jump. We're gonna go through these topics rapid fire, going into the feed. Adam,
Yo.
that's my favorite way to start the feed.
Album announcement.
Goddamn right, we got two.
Two?
So I wasn't expecting this one because this band just kind of releases stuff whenever they kind of feel like it. It's just kind of sporadic. One year it's like, 2 years out from their last album, and then it's like, it's like 4 years out from the last album. But Linkin Park,
Oh, I thought you were going to say Art of Anarchy. But sorry.
you're getting ahead of me all the time.
So
Linkin
yes.
Park kind of surprised everybody.
A mere
this
3
past week.
years
Yeah,
after their last album.
2014 was their last.
Grab me
album.
the Mitt Romney Memorial binder
of
albums.
albums, not women.
Not women.
Trademark.
I need to get this ready
So while you're doing that, I'll talk about
before the show.
Yeah. So Linkin Park surprised everybody this past week by releasing a brand new song called Heavy. And this is going to be coming off of their new album, which they announced, One More Light, which will be released on May 19th.
Releasing. And was the track heavy?
It was not heavy.
Oh.
But the thematic but the lyrical themes in it were quite heavy. The song is about how stress and burden becomes a heavy weight on your heart, and how you just need to let it out sometimes.
On a Valentine's Day.
On a Valentine's Day.
And that was probably when they announced this, on Valentine's Day.
It could have been. I think it came out the day you posted it, but whatever. Oh, it was on the 16th.
Oh,
So
that's close.
what were you looking up in the
number
binder?
17 on my 2014 list was The Hunting Party at an 8 out of 11.
Great album.
Which Mike did not put on his top 10.
It was
so
an
we have
honorable
no idea
mention.
what number it would be.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
find out.
It's somewhere between 11 and 84.
There we go. But
Mike has always been a bigger fan of this band than I have been.
yeah, I mean, like
Hunting Party was good.
Joking aside, from all, because Linkin Park has always been a band that's been tainted by their new metal image from when they first debuted. But seriously speaking, Linkin Park helped define my music taste.
They sure did.
Because that was one of the bands that I first got into, like really into, when I first started becoming aware of the magic of music. So I'm looking forward to Linkin Park. I've enjoyed, to varying degrees, all of Linkin Park's albums. A lot more than you.
To varying degrees.
To varying degrees. I mean,
yes, the first 3 I can't stomach. The last 3 I can.
Yeah, this is going to be their 7th album overall, so I'm looking forward to that. Coming up a little bit, actually, just in a few weeks. Actually, this is coming up is a band that we talked about briefly. I think probably last year we did.
In 2015.
Was it that long
we
ago?
talked about this whole debacle.
Well,
because
what?
we talked about it in my old house in the
right.
backyard. I remember that.
Yeah, you're right.
And
it was a hot day.
It was. But then again, after Mr. Scott Weiland died, this is when they announced that
they needed a new frontman.
They needed a new frontman.
Mr. Scott Weiland, is no longer going to be singing for Art of Anarchy for various reasons.
And as all of you know from our show, we announced that news back in 2015.
Yeah, okay.
That band was going on, and then we were like, "What the fuck's going on here?" It seemed very strange, and then Scott Weiland died like shortly thereafter.
I mean, he's not going to be singing in the band anymore based on the disability of being dead.
Correct.
It would be very hard to be a frontman of the band. But I can't announce this. I can't set this announcement up properly myself. So I'm going to let generic radio host guy tell it for you.
Well, we got a great single coming out, guys.
Anarchy, the madness.
The madness. Oh God. Coming soon to K-Cal Rocks.
On Sunday, Art of Anarchy.
Oh,
they're
man.
going to be releasing The Madness coming out on March 24th. What is your anticipation level of this album?
Well, since I told you last week, Mike, I'm going to go back and listen to those 3 Creed albums.
Ooh.
And I did that this week.
Oh, my.
And boy, was I in shock.
Boy, were you, I thought you were going to say ashamed.
Ashamed and in shock
Okay.
by how much I somehow liked those albums.
Oh, boy, do we need to save that for your sound off later?
1997 and 2001.
Nice.
That was a dark 4 years for my life, for America's life.
Back when Adam only thought there were 6 bands in the world.
That's what my wife and I were discussing. There was Korn, Limp Bizkit, Creed.
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park wasn't in 97 or 99.
They were 2000.
They were 2000.
Yeah.
So it's like, what other bands were around and like making...
Weezer. Blink 182.
Weezer, that was pre-Beverly Hills. So
they were around, but nobody knew about them.
The Pinkerton album had come and gone, and nobody cared about them at that point. So what other hot bands were there between 97 and 2001? And you can't say Nickelback because that wasn't until the end of 2001.
98 Degrees.
That wasn't a band, Mike.
They're the best band.
You had to choose one of those 3 bands.
Hanson.
That was 1996. And that was the only time that they were popular. Anyway, I went back and I listened to me some My Own Prison. And
oh boy.
I was just like, oh yeah, that's why I stopped listening to Creed. Because it sounds exactly like all the bands that were good in the early 90s.
Uh-huh.
And then I listened to Human Clay.
Ooh.
That was interesting. First of all, I gave My Own Prison a 5 out of 10.
Oh.
And I think that was just because I had to.
For nostalgia's sake?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Like there was like a few songs that I remember liking. There was one song on there called "Unforgiven" that was actually really good, and I didn't remember it. It hadn't been played on the radio a million times.
Like every rock band in the 90s had a song called Unforgiven?
Pretty much, and this was actually a good version of that song.
Okay.
But like "Torn" and "My Own Prison" and "One." I was like, well, I like those songs.
Sure.
They were on the radio a lot.
Yeah, this was before like Higher and
Well, yeah. And then Human Clay came out in 99.
yeah.
That's some interesting non-singles in the middle of that album
I
that
listened
aren't
to that album.
bad.
Yeah, I mean, I remember enjoying it, but then like in hindsight, I can't remember like anything special about it.
I like What If. What if I...
What if God was one of us?
Wrong band. Joan Osborne. Anyway, and then the last like 4 tracks on the album are just like, it might as well just be the same 20-minute song because it's all just really, really
All
bad.
It's like blended together, weren't they?
And With Arms Wide Open,
yeah,
still poor.
mm.
Always
It's
poor.
about his son.
Higher was never a good song.
It was the theme song to Disney's Treasure Planet.
It was pretty bad.
No, Titan AE.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Treasure Planet was the Johnny Resnick of
That's
the Goo Goo
right.
Dolls solo song.
Yeah,
it was actually
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
You know who voiced the lead character of Titan AE?
Jaden Smith.
Close.
Oh.
JGL.
Joseph Gordon-Levi?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Joseph Gordon-Levi's.
Leave it.
Leave
So
it
no,
in the 90s.
that was crazy. That was a really crazy thing. And then I already knew that Weathered from 2001 was a bad album. Oh man, what a bad album.
and weathered.
Because we are rusted and weathered, barely holding together. I like that song.
Oh.
No, actually I don't.
Oh.
I liked it at the time.
Of
I don't
course,
know
because Stockholm Syndrome of only knowing 6 bands.
That's right. But you got to remember, he was just trying to bring a positive message.
Sure.
He wasn't trying to like rip other people down.
No.
He wrote songs about how other people tried to rip him down.
Memphis may fire.
Right. But then he was just like, everybody, let's just come together and be happy, and children, don't stop dancing.
Oh, I remember that goddamn song.
I knew that the band was over when I heard that song. Like, nope. You guys are done. And then, luckily, they were done.
Yeah.
Until 2009 when they came out with Full Circle. But nobody listened to that album.
No, but not even the band.
And then they broke up again. And then he had his little freak out in 2014.
Yeah, his
like,
bipolar...
guys, Obama's after me.
Yeah, he had his weird bipolar episodes. Like, oh, God,
right.
so sad.
And then Art of Anarchy.
Yay!
to
Now
bring us
he's
full circle.
replacing Scott Weiland with another. Let's be honest, a less talented Scott. Scott Stapp.
A little bit. So there wasn't very much that was good about Creed in hindsight.
No.
There doesn't seem to be much good about Art of Anarchy.
Are we going to listen to it?
We're going to listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to it at least. Number one album.
If anything, just to kind of make fun of a dumpster fire. So why not?
And then I looked at their Facebook page, and it was like, oh, they've been actually posting a lot of things of the recording of the album and keeping everybody abreast as what is going on.
But we talk solely on Scott Stapp, but like other members of like Guns N' Roses and Disturbed.
Yes,
Korn?
the bass player from Disturbed.
Right? So, and
everybody's favorite bass player.
The best bass player. He's got cornrows.
Everybody's favorite guitar player from Guns N' Roses.
That's not Slash.
Ron Bumblefoot Thal, guitarist number 5.
I mean, I know he's the one I immediately think of when I think of Guns N' Roses.
Me too. Me too.
Shortly after the release of The Madness by Art of Anarchy, we're going to be getting a pretty big announcement online. The lineup announcement and tickets will go on sale for the 2017 Vans Warped Tour. We're going to try to get our press passes.
Will they
at that
do
time.
press this year?
Well, we're going to give it a try, right? We won't know until we try.
I guess we didn't do any of our guesses of who would be on there this year. Since like last year, I guessed Sum 41 would be on there, and I was right. But that was interesting. But who's going to be back this year? Who cares anymore? Right?
Yeah,
It's like Motionless in White has a new album coming out, but they were there last year.
I think it's just going to be kind of a standard, unless they surprise us somehow.
And it's like Pup was already there. They were there in 2015.
That we didn't know because we didn't know about that band.
We didn't know about them. We do now.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about them later. So they'll probably be there this year.
Could be. I mean, they had the new album last year, so I'm sure they're still going to be on the tour cycle.
Newfound Glory was last year.
They have a new album coming out this year, so
Right.
they could do it again.
Simple Plan.
From first to last. Sonny Moore's not going to do it.
No.
He's a fucking millionaire. He's not going to do it.
It's like live in a trailer with 6 other guys, or
Yeah, for
live
like
in my
4
bus by
months.
myself with beautiful women.
Yeah.
I can't decide, guys.
Oh
I just
no, I'm
can't.
so sorry.
So I guess that's an option.
Yeah.
Who else has albums this year coming out?
Yeah, well, we'll find out in a few weeks, but I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
So some fucked up news. We followed the saga of one Ian Watkins last year. So no, this is less
Pedocore.
This is a less interesting band. It's a fucked up story, but like this isn't gonna. I mean, it kind of shocked the scene last week when this news broke. But former vocalist of a really shitty kind of electronic core band called Get Scared. They had their heyday like 4 years ago when like an EP and album was released, and then never again. Nobody cares about that band.
So
Goes by
Warped
the
Tour?
name of Joel. Yeah, they're gonna be a Warped Tour this year. Joel Favre. He was arrested. Fabian
Son of Brett Favre.
Favre. Joel Farver. He was arrested in an undercover child pornography sting this past week.
Undercover.
42 people were involved in this, and they were arrested on charge, and combined, they were charged with 800 separate crimes, all taking place in Polk County, Florida. We need
Damn
to
it,
like
Florida.
saw Florida off of this country and just like let it float away.
Isn't Dance Shomo Dance from Florida?
Confirmed. I don't know.
So
I'm
we'll
sorry.
keep him.
I'm
but
sorry, DSD. I mean, you could come live with us.
We'll keep him, but the rest of Florida kind of needs to go.
Yeah. The only real the only really noteworthy thing about this is that yet another musician who was preying upon young girls.
How young were we going here?
We were going to like school-age children in some of these
Like
instances.
high school age?
Well, I mean, it's like
That's where you
grade
draw
school,
the line of pedophilia.
and then it's pederast.
Then it's just like statutory rape, pedophilia, statutory pedophilia.
Well, I mean, they're not going to release the full details on this yet because he's innocent until proven guilty. But allegedly, some of the cases in this sting operation where some of the kids were of grade school age.
So coming to the acoustic tent of Warped Tour,
Yeah, he did nothing wrong,
John
guys.
Favre.
He did nothing wrong. Okay,
But
he's innocent until proven
It's
guilty.
important as part of his therapy that he get around small school-age children and not have sex with them.
Warped Tour is a fucking mess, filled with criminals, pedophiles, alleged pedophiles. I'm sorry,
Alleged.
and drug addicts and fiends,
And some good artists along the way.
and some and onward, etc. And but yeah, so that's the shame that we have to hear
sorry.
about that kind of stuff. And
So him and Chad Gilbert and that guy from the acoustic tent, they can start
Yes,
their own band
There
now.
There we go.
Their own pedicure band.
They got a singer, they got a guitarist, and they got another guitarist, front man.
You're halfway there. See, no drummers are pedophiles. It just doesn't
Exactly.
happen.
That's because drummers are great, amazing people.
We are just, me and Rick know how to treat children. And it's
With
the right
goddamn
way.
respect.
With goddamn respect and beatings.
And not having naked pictures of them on your phone.
No.
800 separate
I
crimes.
tell my
from
daughter,
42
stop.
people.
Wait, sorry, what was that?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just repeating the alleged 800 crimes
yes.
amongst 42 people.
Today, my daughter opened up her jammy top and was flashing me. And I said, no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Because I'm
you're
a drummer.
You don't do that kind of thing.
She has the
If you were-
creepiest look on her face when she does it. She's like unbuttoning it and just like staring at me. And then she goes,
Man, 3-year-olds are the worst.
and I'm like, no, I don't want to see that. And she's all,
So, moving on. A few weeks ago, we talked about Austin Carlile, formerly of Mice and Men, formerly of Attack, formerly of the formerly of the Austin Carlile solo project that never got off the ground.
Nope.
But he left.
There's a solo project?
There was.
I never
And he
heard
had
about that
shirts
one.
made.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It just said the Austin
It says
Carlile
Austin
solo project.
Carlile with him in animated, like, pointing to himself with his thumb. Like, hey, it's me, guys.
With their new album, Never Get Off the Ground.
But he was according to the press release, he left Of Mice and Men voluntarily because of his health issues. This is the second time he left that band. But
Not a
now,
fan.
according to some Instagram posts that one Austin Carlile has been posting this past week, there may be some drama afoot. That now he was having some spats with former bandmates, and according to him, they were not letting him write the music that he wanted to because this past year he became born again Christian.
We write music for ourselves.
We write music for ourselves.
Not you, Austin Carlile.
No. Can I write music for myself? No, not you. We write music for ourselves.
So he's a hardcore Christian now?
Apparently he's a born again Christian, so he wanted to incorporate that into the new music. And according to him,
Yes.
this is a one-sided story, of course. He was having spats with his bandmates, and they're allegedly not letting him write very religious, upbeat kind of music. So he was promptly let go of the band, and
Him and Scott Stapp. It's so sad. These
so
things
sad.
happen.
Just write music for ourselves, guys.
I know.
Oh, it's such the worst.
Well, were people surprised or not surprised about this?
Apparently people were now all the scene girls are upset at Mice and Men, and being a scene girl myself, I too am upset. Austin Carlile
Always.
saved my life. I too have Marfan's
Just
disease.
like Jesus.
Just like Jesus.
Just like Jesus
He
saved our
sacrificed
souls
himself for the music.
for the Marfans.
For the Marfan. Oh, there we go.
That's what the name of his people are going to be.
Marfan. That's the worst joke.
It's
God, I
terrible.
love it.
But
I
it's
love it.
awesome. I love it.
Oh man, this next news gets me so amped for the upcoming Senate.
I'm moving to Michigan
I'm moving to Michigan so I can cast my vote.
so I can finally be represented in this goddamn country.
So apparently, I made a lot of jokes in 2016 about how I believe Kid Rock should be the running mate of Donald Trump, our
Yes.
current president.
You made a few statements
Which
like
is still a weird thing to say. Current president
that.
Donald
Current
Trump.
and acting overlord.
Oh, Empire.
Hey, it's just what he's been told.
Oh, this is just the news that was given to
People
me.
told
I'm
me
just
these
reading
things.
what's in front of me right now.
If you tell me something, then I just repeat it back, and it might not be right or it might be right. I don't know.
Well, yes. So apparently, all that hearsay, but according to the hearsay, kind of being circled around Republican think tanks, Kid Rock's name has been reportedly been thrown out as a potential Republican contender to replace the Michigan Democrat Debbie Stabnow's Senate seat.
Stab.
That's the way it's spelled, man.
I'm sorry.
Stabnow?
Is it some sort of
Stabinow?
like Native American word, like stabinow?
Okay, we'll say Stabnow.
With
But
a
I
W
like
on the
Stabnow. I prefer Stabnow. Because
All right.
I just imagine a whole county of people like voting yes on Stabnow. Stabnow put stamps out crime. I don't know.
Stab now stabs crime.
So Kid Rock's name was apparently brought up in a Michigan Republican Party convention.
Of course it
It
was.
was like last 2 weekends ago. And still no official decisions have been made, and Kid Rock's representatives have been asked to report or to provide some feedback on this statement, and they have not, they have not
They said,
commented
"Ba
on
with
it.
the ba, to bang to dang, diggy diggy.
Mr. American Badass will hold a press conference.
Watch me kick."
You can roll with rock, or you can radio edit. I'm a porno flick.
Oh god, that would be just the best. He's in his 40s now. He's getting into cranky old white guy territory.
Yes.
So
Well, Kid
why
Rock's,
not?
Kid Rock's been known to back a lot of Republican presidential candidates and Republican politicians.
Why the heck should he not be the senator of the great state of Michigan?
Yes, he performed
Maybe-
at Mitt Romney's rally back in 2012.
Maybe he can
Mitt
get the
Romney.
lead out of water
Oh, yeah.
in Flint.
Flint, Michigan.
So it'll soon be the
He's going to bob with pollution. He's going to
senator nominee.
Yeah.
Senator nominee Kid Rock memorial binder.
And maybe in 3 years we'll have presidential nominee Kid Rock
Yes.
memorial binder.
That would be incredible. On to Kid Rock for president.
Oh, yes.
You know
I just
that
imagine what his campaign slogans are going to be, you know. Roll with rock, or you can suck my dick.
yes.
2017.
Vote for me or suck my dick. He still plays that song at his
Of course.
shows.
Why wouldn't he? That's a song that people know. So
But
of
it's
course people are
terrible.
gonna... Yeah, of course it is. Is there a Kid Rock song that isn't terrible? Please enlighten me.
I haven't heard enough. He had like his third single off of his first album.
Mm-hmm.
I remember liking it slightly.
Mm.
It was
All
like
I
it
know
was
is-
a very chill kind of just hip hop thing. I don't know.
Yeah, isn't that...
I remember seeing it on TRL.
I remember the videos like him like alone in a tour bus looking outside the window. It was black and white because I'm a bad boy with the heart of gold.
Heart of gold. Someday I will be senator of all of this.
I remember seeing him on an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
How was
So,
that?
It was fine. He wore a fedora and he ate some gross food with Guy Fieri.
Sounds good.
He's got
So,
my vote. I
all
don't
the
even
way.
know what his campaign, what kind of stuff he's going to run on his campaign, but I know he's got my vote.
I'm sure it'll be abortions for all.
Adam, shut up!
Oh, sorry.
We've got the most important news of the day.
America waited for this.
We have been waiting for this for 5 years now.
June
Almost 5 years.
20-something.
Yep.
2012.
Good God.
Mike and I clicked like as we opened up a Facebook page with the skinny with Mike and Adam.
Probably the most important page on all of Facebook.
Probably.
Like up there next to, Mark Zuckerberg,
And,
Kid Rock,
Save the Koalas. I don't know.
Coney 2012.
Coney 2012. That was all the rage at the time until he went crazy.
Yep.
But now, officially, February something,
Whenever it happened,
2017,
4 days ago,
we got
our 100th
like on
Facebook, book. And then like 2 days later, our 101 like on Facebook.
It took
book.
nearly 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
We crossed the threshold that most podcasts cross in their
first week.
5 days. But thank you to who was the lucky recipient of our number 100th.
Adam, stall for a bit
Well,
while I look it up.
now there was a video or a movie not that long ago called Rapunzel,
Adam, shut
featuring
up.
a small green lizard, and his name was Pascal.
Pascal Art. He's probably
But
the one
he was our
last
number
name.
number one.
Number
101.
No, 100, 101.
Oh,
Marcus from Italy. It was our number one. 101, like.
Okay.
And, Pascal. So, hey, Adam made the call out to you guys. Whoever was our 100th like on Facebook would be the proud owner of
a brand new, brand free, Drive By Curious album.
signed by
The dynamic duo themselves, the Cult
Shaggy and Scooby Doo
and Makilla
and
Rainbow
Makilla and Rainbow
Sprinkle.
So if you're listening to this, if you're a fan of our show, I hope you didn't just like a random page.
You got spammed.
Because you got spammed. But if you're interested, PM us your name and your details, and we'll ship you a signed copy of the best album that came out in 2016. Come on, guys! By Drive By Curious,
The number 0 album.
the number 0 album
of
of the year.
2016. And then we'll send Dave one as well.
Oh, because we promised him one a long time ago.
Right. Because he liked us, a long time. Back in the hundreds.
But I'll do it for our news topics of the day. So let's go ahead and get to our Valentine's Day on President's Day. Go on the plate.
Always had a crush on President Lincoln.
Ooh, man, that beard, that top hat. That's a face that demands your sensuality.
Demands it. Whether you're a man or a woman.
or a
'Cause
$5 bill.
Some people think he was a homosexual,
Ooh.
a depressed homosexual.
Poor man.
Good thing he died. Anyway,
I'm glad he's dead. We thought it might be fun. Since Valentine's Day is a day of love and intimacy and romance, and if you're single, maybe crushes, we thought it might be fun to go over all of our old celebrity crushes from childhood
and
to
beyond,
now.
all the way till now.
Well, I mean, if you have any,
Man, we could be here all night.
let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So
I didn't write them down. I think I have them all in my head.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's like a true crush, you would have them. I just have
Right.
just for reference over here.
Okay.
So we thought like, okay, what about we'll do celebrities, fictional characters, animated, and other.
Well, it's hard to have fictional characters.
I definitely have fictional characters here.
Okay. I was thinking like can you have a fictional character but not be in love with the actress?
Well, let me go. Let me talk about my first one. My earliest crush
Earliest. Okay.
that I can remember was Kimberly the Pink Ranger, played by Amy Jo Johnson. I didn't
course.
necessarily have a crush on Amy Jo Johnson. I had a crush on Kimberly from Power Rangers.
Oh,
So I guess
because
that's
she
what
was
I
so
mean.
badass. When she would put the suit on, it was obviously her underneath it doing all of those ninja moves.
Not a Japanese woman
Man.
from the 80s.
Man.
It was a Japanese man. So that was my first crush.
So that
and I
was-
remember like that was the first time I was like, I want to kiss her like a lot.
I want to put my privates on her.
I want to like I can't remember like if I ever like wanted to do anything sexual to her because that came out when I was like 5 or 6, right?
okay.
So like I remember wanting to kiss her so much. Like I wanted to kiss her body.
I've heard
a
great
lot.
things about kissing a body part. I don't know why.
Not necessarily like her breasts or her vulva or anything, but like, I just
Elbows.
remember wanting to kiss her body. It was a weird thing I was going through. I think that's probably what I thought sex was
Right.
back in the day.
Well, then she just had that like generic hot chick look.
Which
Which was perfect.
But she was like really pretty, but she also wasn't afraid to be a badass.
Of course.
And that's what I admired about her the most.
What was her dinosaur?
The pterodactyl.
Okay, yeah. It was like, was it lion or pterodactyl? Yes.
But when they transferred to the Power Rangers like ninja ones, they still had the same costume, but they transitioned to the Ninja Zords. She had the crane,
Ooh.
so she loves the
big
flying
crane.
ones, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Who was your first crush that you can
First one,
think of?
I'm trying to think because I kept it very like age appropriate, and I only focused on like my fellow kindergartners at those times.
Okay.
So, and I made out with them in closets
Ooh.
and whatnot. I didn't have to like go into fantasy realm because it was actually happening.
You had a girlfriend in kindergarten?
We hung out in my closet
Whoa.
and did kissy when we were like 5.
Oh my god!
I know.
You were in so much action.
I
At
think
5.
she was having more action at home than I
Oh.
was in hindsight.
Oh, that's so true. That's so
Because she
sad.
was the one leading me into all of these things, and her name was Michelle.
Okay.
That's all I remember.
Oh
Last
my
name,
gosh.
no idea. But if I found my kindergarten picture, I would be like, "Oh, it's that one."
Oh, that's the one that was definitely getting molested by her uncle.
There's things that I remember about her dad's and
Oh my
dad,
God.
not dad's. She only had one.
Okay.
But he was like a hardcore, like, I'm a trucker, and he would like hear birds chirping outside, and I remember him vividly, like standing up and like leaning up against the wall and quietly going up against, like moving his back all the way on the wall to the door, and then he picked up a gun because there was a gun next to the door.
fuck?
And he just like there was no screen on, like the screen door was broken.
Okay.
You know, like where the screen
With
hangs
bullet
open.
holes, I'm sure.
Well, and then he just like propped the gun up like out the screen door, and I was just like, I'm sitting there like, I'm 5. I'm just like, this is weird. And then he didn't fire it. So
Okay.
but then he just like put the gun back down and went back and watched TV. And this was her dad, and
This man's in jail, I'm sure.
at least by now.
Okay.
And then his daughter later on was dragging me into a closet to make out with me, and we
Whoa.
pretended like we took clothes off and stuff.
You pretended?
We
Like-
pretended.
So
She-
like you just like mimed
yes,
taking your shirt off?
mimed, and
Okay.
then kissy. So that was like the beginning.
Whoa.
That was the awakening.
That's when it all began.
But I'm trying to think, like my first celebrity had to have been like whenever Little Mermaid came out.
So, by the way, really quick, This just took a really dark turn.
It did.
This was going to be a really fun little topic we were talking about. This got really dark
I
really
know.
quick.
I'm just saying, like, by the time I was 9,
Okay.
then that was when I discovered The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
And my little 9-year-oldness was just like, oh,
Oh, my.
like,
And that's when it
cartoons
started
can be like
for
this?
redheads for you.
Well, it was all the animator's fault. I'll blame
16
them.
years old.
I was 9. She was 16.
She was 16.
But right around that time, like, I went to this after-school program
Mhm.
where there was this counselor, and she was a senior in high school.
Oh.
And I was in 4th grade.
Okay.
And her name was Colleen. And she was the hottest, like, she was like the early 90s hot.
Mhm.
Like, not Kimberly from Power Rangers hot, because that was more like 93 hot.
Mhm.
But this was like 1990, bridging the gap from the 80s kind of
She had, like...
She had so much brown curly hair.
Oh, yeah.
That
so
just went on for days and days.
What's that hairstyle called? Like, blowout?
It wasn't a perm, because that
Okay.
was ugly.
Yeah.
Perms
That's-
are terrible.
That's what, like...
But I'll go with blowout.
Okay, yeah.
And she had, dark eyes. And it's hard to describe her, but she looked like every hot chick in 1990. And I was like so in love with her. And like somehow the word got around my after school daycare thing that I had a crush on her because like it just like got out in the open.
I mean, did you just tell your close friends about
I
it?
have no idea, but I just remember being taunted with like, Adam likes Colleen. I'm like, no, I don't. Shut up, guys. You don't know me, man. I don't like girls. Ew.
Ooh, girl, okay.
But oh man, like then to think back, like she was 17 and I was 9, and she seems so like adult.
Yeah.
In hindsight, so
She's so
yeah.
mature for her age.
She's so mature. She just like she knew how to talk to a guy and
So
be cool.
I don't think I ever had like real life crushes.
Okay.
Oddly enough, like I think I had like a bunch of like issues with like bullying and like getting close to people and like
okay.
trusting people that were my age. So like I don't think I ever really. So most of my crushes were all like fictional characters that I saw on TV.
That would make
and
sense.
The very next one that I remember having was Sabrina the Teenage Witch,
Oh no.
played by Melissa Joan Hart. Oh my god!
So the character, not the actress.
Again, like I didn't have a crush on Melissa Joan Hart.
Okay.
I had a crush
But she
on
was-
Sabrina.
I never found her attractive.
Melissa Joan Hart?
Yeah.
Oh, she's so pretty.
She wasn't for me. I like would watch that show and be like, nope. Why does this girl have a career?
Because I also saw it because she was on Nickelodeon, I think. 'Cause she was on, what show is that? Clarissa Explains It All.
Yes.
So I remember I recognized her from there, but I didn't notice her until she transitioned to ABC's Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I was
That
like,
would make sense.
she's so pretty and she's so funny and she knows magic.
She knows magic. Everything I want in a girl.
She has a sassy cat.
These are all the things that we want in our girlfriends.
And then, of course, around that time, just like you with Ariel, like I noticed, I started getting weird feelings about Belle and Jasmine
Oh.
and Ariel and who else did I have here? And oddly enough, that scene in The Lion King when Nala and Simba are rolling around in the jungle and Nala's giving Simba those fuck me eyes. I'm like, I feel weird about this.
Remember what I call them now? Nip eyes.
Yes, lest we forget.
As my other white teenage friends were just like, why does she have nip eyes?
So Ariel did it for you. Like I'm sure, like you saw Aladdin and be like, ooh.
I didn't appreciate Jasmine until many years later. So
She's sassy.
she wasn't my thing at the time. So I geared more towards.
And of course, I still, to this day, 30-year-old man, have a weird obsession with Belle, as she is forever on my right arm.
She is there.
Yep.
I can completely understand because that Emma Watson doll.
That's so beautiful. That fucking mutant spawn from hell. How did that get past the?
I don't know.
Who approved of that?
You know that Emma Watson like had to like, I don't know, get pictures taken of her face for those dolls, and I don't know what the hell happened.
Was that the day she got hit by the ugly truck? Like what the?
They kind of like merged her face with the Beast's face.
Oh my God.
think. And then just like
Is that a spoiler for the movie? Does that like a weird hellspawn that they make?
it
in that
might
movie?
be. That's what I was kind of thinking. So the other one, do you remember My Two Dads? Not in real life, but a TV show.
I don't think I ever watched it. I've heard of that show.
So I kind of got a weird like connection to that show because I've had a similar situation in my
Yes.
life, but at different
My
genders.
two moms.
Except that my two moms didn't go out and like date opposite sex people.
Yes.
And like have hilarious, lives because of that.
And laugh track ensues.
Right. My two moms just, lived together and my life was miserable. But anyway, there was that show and the daughter on that show. Do you
Yeah,
remember
wasn't
her?
she like 9 or 10 or something?
She was about my age. I
Around
haven't
the-
looked her up in a while, but we can Google her. Her name
Yeah.
is Stacy Keenan,
Okay, I'm going to look this up.
like Keenan Thompson.
Okay.
But like I remember being mildly attracted to her on that show. And then the show ended and they did another show called Step by Step. Where-
Stacy Keenan. Stacy spelled with an I. Oh, Step by Step I used to watch. Ooh, she's a...
And then, she became a teenager
Yeah.
on Step by Step. And boy, did I have some problems with that.
Step by step, day by day, let's step for a different way.
And remember the beginning of that show was all of them at Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
But then it was by the ocean. And they lived in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know where this alleged ocean that they went to in
Maybe they just
Wisconsin
went on
was.
vacation to California with one summer.
Like Magic Mountain is next to the ocean, right?
Well, I think there's that's because the other Six Flags is in Texas, which isn't by the ocean at all.
There's so many Six Flags,
Yeah.
it's hard to keep
There's
track.
like 4.
How old is she, though? Is she older than me?
She's 41.
Oh, God. She was that much older than me. Holy
Yes.
shit. Okay. Well, yeah, when she went on to Step by Step, which I was about 13 at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and she was obviously 17, 18? If she's
Yes.
5 years older than
Yes,
me,
yes.
then, like, I had a really hard time, like, not getting my little 13-year-old boner with that one. So, she was cool. I liked her a lot.
Oh, nice. So around that time too, when I started to notice like animated girls, I had this really unhealthy obsession with Sailor Moon.
Oh.
Did you ever watch that show?
I did not,
No.
but I saw all the stuff on the internet.
Oh my.
I knew what to expect.
Oh my. That show is
They got
the
those
most
boom anime babes that make me think the wrong thing. So said Bare Naked Ladies,
Ooh.
1997. The other band that you could listen to in 1997 if you wanted to.
There we go, right? The seventh band. That's
It's
the
been
most
one
jailbaity fucking show.
It really
Oh
seemed
man,
to be.
it is like if you're going through an awkward sexual phase
Oh,
as
yes.
a kid, that was the perfect show because every episode, I mean, they recycled the scene over and over again because it saves time and money.
They sure did.
Where they do, I've ever seen the transformation scene where she goes like Moon Prism Power, and she goes from Serena to the Princess Sailor Moon.
No.
It is it is a rainbow silhouette
Okay.
of her naked body because she does the thing and she has her pendant right here at her chest because where else would you put it?
Oh, my God. I love where this is going.
And
Anyway.
and her skin turns translucent, kind of rainbow, kind of colored.
Ooh.
You can see the outline of it, and her hair is flowing in the wind and everything. She's
Like-
floating in some weird dimensional rift somewhere.
There's some
and her
nipples?
clothes fly off.
Just fly off.
Right. So
Great.
so you see the outline of her naked supple teen body
Yes.
as she goes through this very elaborate transformation phase where the tiara, magically goes through her forehead, and then the bodysuit comes. So the bodysuit comes first, and then the
Yes.
skirt comes after,
Yes.
and then the boots and the gloves and everything else, and then she does her bam Sailor Scout pose,
Yes.
and then the rest of the episode moves on, and then they started introducing her sailor friends, Sailor Mars, Sailor Venus, who I think I started getting a bigger crush on them than Sailor Moon because I thought
her
they were
friends are really hot.
Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Mercury, and
Yes.
so forth. And
Yes.
each of them got their own transformation animation, and it was the greatest fucking thing. Like as a weird kid, like finding out
Who
what boners
apparently-
are for the first time.
And apparently had no real life women to look at.
I had a weird childhood, Adam.
I can completely understand.
Did you ever watch Boy Meets World?
Of course.
Topanga.
Did anybody not have a huge crush on
Topanga
Topanga?
Lawrence, played by Daniel Fishel.
Well, if we all looked at remember the little geeky kid on that show?
That was in the early seasons, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He was like
Well-
the kind of annoying kid in class, and
If you look her up now, you'll see that actress
what?
grew up to be really hot.
Oh,
That was actually a girl.
Oh,
and she's super hot now.
I had no
But
idea.
anyway, Topanga, Danielle Fishel,
Yeah.
yes. Fisher? Fischel?
I think it's pronounced Fischel. I don't know.
Yes.
No idea. I only look at her as a sex object.
Understood.
Anyway, I really liked her character because like she was like I always had that thing for like the weird kids, you know. Growing up a weird kid, I think I
Yes.
related to the weird kids. She was always like that
Understand.
weird oddball one, and then like
That
when
makes
the show
sense with you and Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
yeah, exactly right. And then when the show transitioned to high school, they gave her character a makeover, and she was like, oh, now she's super hot.
Super hot.
And then her and Corey started dating, and then I saw I remember watching like the TGIF Fridays every fucking Friday.
That we did.
And
why were
I
we so
watched-
glued to that? I don't know why. Like,
because
Family Matters.
It was because it was an event.
I can't remember. There were so many cycles of shows
And
that came through
Topanga
there.
proposed to Corey
Oh,
at their high school
my
graduation.
God.
I even saw the episode where they lost their virginity together on their
Nice.
wedding night because they're wholesome people.
Did they put the video on YouTube? RedTube. Well, yeah, and I know I've told you this story, but my friend Chris, back in high school, like back in the early days of the internet, because he was all about like talking to people, chicks online. He would IM everybody under the sun and whatever.
Yes.
And like one of them said that they were Danielle Fishel. And like he had like this conversation going back and forth. He's like, I don't know if it's really her or not, but
Well,
she keeps on telling me that she is.
Everything on the internet is true.
And so like he would say like, she wrote me this letter about how she's like, oh, I can't talk right now because I gotta go film my show and things like that. And
Part
like
of me wants-
signed Danielle Fishel.
Part of me wants to believe it's true, and then like the cynical side of me is like, that's a 40-year-old man
Right.
trying to get nudes from a teenage boy.
From a teenage boy. So needless to say, he never met her in person, even though they talked a lot.
They
And
were,
he
in
would,
lo- they were online love.
he would go out and meet chicks all the time from all over the place that he met
could've
on
scored with Topanga.
on AOL, and he was all down for. I would go with him, and we were just
Ooh.
like, "Hey, what's up, guys? We're gonna go to Taco Bell. Okay, see you later." And that was it.
That's cool. Yeah, that was like in my middle school awkward tween years
Yes.
and everything. And around that time, my sister started getting into, because of the movie, she was really into the Spice Girls. And
Well,
I know we talked about the Spice Girls before, but
yes.
like yours was
Ginger Spice.
Ginger Spice. Mine
We
was
had my friends and I
Baby
had
Spice.
that when the rumor came out that one of them was actually a dude,
Please don't be Ginger Spice.
and we all said like, "All right, if it's the one that we like,
We're not going to give each other shit for it.
right,
It's not our fault.
it's not our fault."
Oh man, I had such a crush on Baby Spice. And
I don't know why. She was a fat little English woman.
fuck you.
And she wasn't weird at all.
She had an oral fixation too. She's always sucking on that lollipop.
I know.
Platform. I thought platform heels was the sexiest thing back in
they're
the day.
so ugly. I
Oh,
remember them.
she always had those pigtails too.
I know they made her pander
She was such
to
jailbait.
to the jailbait crowd.
Yeah. I mean, and
Mike,
me being-
took it hook, line, and sinker.
Well,
Apparently,
because I was a fucking teen.
but
preteen.
teenagers don't want to have sex with babies. Grown men want to have sex with babies.
As we learned in the feed today, former lead singers of bands want to have
Right.
sex with babies.
So
Again, this topic is getting very dark.
I know, a little dark, Mike, a little dark. So on the lighter side, around the 90s was when one show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Ooh.
came into our lives.
Yeah, that was a show that I never got into though.
I never did either, but I love Sarah Michelle Gellar so much. Like,
Okay.
seriously, I
So
would
do you like-
still bang her.
Do you
so hard.
like her as the actress?
Just the actress?
Okay,
everything
Not-
she
so
does.
Not Buffy the character.
No, but that was the only thing she was on at the time.
So you must have loved Cruel Intentions then.
I loved Scooby Doo.
That's not what I expect you to say.
Oh wait, and Cruel Intentions was great too.
I mean, I'm sure the awkward
Oh man,
incest subplot was a little rough to get through, but like
right? But yeah, and then get her with Selma Blair.
oh yeah, that
Oh,
makeout scene.
Like I had to finish so fast because I didn't know how long because no DVR at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was just like, oh, it's finally on like HBO.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like yes, I know it's coming. Oh,
the
God.
uncensored
oh, God.
version that they're not
Oh.
going to censor the kiss
I know.
on TNT or whatever.
So yes, me and Sarah Michelle Gellar go way back to my lonely days of watching Buffy reruns between 1997 and 2001.
Is she doing anything nowadays?
Besides banging Freddie Prinze,
And having
Still?
children with Freddie Prinze Jr.?
there's no more Scooby Doo sequels to do.
I guess not. I mean,
Oh.
there are, but like it's a new cast.
That's right. So I don't know what she's doing, but she's still hot.
God bless you, Sarah
Still
Michelle Gellar.
Falling in love with her every day.
You've given so many teenage boys their proper wink.
It was like
Selma Blair.
She was just like that perfect little like.
Speaking of
cute
Selma
face.
Blair, I never had a crush on Selma Blair, but that scene in Wild Things where she in the pool with
That's not Selma Blair.
that is Selma Blair.
That
isn't it?
is Denise Richards.
Yes.
And the chick from Scream.
Isn't that Selma Blair?
What's her name? No, that's not Selma Blair.
All right, we gotta look
Selma
it up.
Blair is in Cruel Intentions.
Right, yeah, and she's also in Scream.
No.
Okay, hold on.
You mean the main character?
Okay, Wild Things.
I cannot remember the name off the top of my head. I'm just thinking Lacey from Party of Five.
Wild Things.
You make my heart. It's Naomi? No.
Oh,
Nev Campbell.
Okay.
God damn it. I was
She
gonna-
looks so much like Selma Blair.
I know. That was the late 90s brunette chick look.
The film gained notoriety for featuring several sex scenes, in particular, one involving a man and two women simultaneously.
Ooh, that never happens. And Kevin Bacon's wiener.
Kevin Bacon's giant wiener.
Giant wiener. It's got to be fake.
I love how like Matt Dillon's just like, hey, Kevin Bacon and your wiener just hanging out, coming out of the shower. Why not?
Exactly. Nev Campbell.
Adam,
I
did you-
never had a thing for Nev Campbell.
Adam, did you ever watch?
Although Nev Campbell's hot now. Anyway,
oh, is she?
she is now
What's
that
she
she's in her
doing now?
30s.
Oh, okay.
She was on some show that my wife was watching.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, wow, she got hot.
I'll
Anyway,
continue to not look that up.
yes.
Did you ever watch Sister Sister?
Tia and Tamara
Tia and
Mowry?
Tamari Mowry.
Yes.
I don't think that was their last name on the show.
I watched it, but I never found them attractive.
I had the biggest crush on the two of them. Not only was it the twin factor, I just thought the two of them were the coolest chicks ever.
They were like the 90s version of Dove Campbell.
Dove Cameron, you mean?
Dove Cameron, yes.
Pretty much. I mean, like, oh man, they were so pretty, and like, one of them's like the smart one of them's like the bad one, or I guess as bad as like a wholesome sitcom could be. Like, oh, she sneaks out at night. She likes boys.
She's on the internet when she's not supposed to be.
She wears her overalls with one strap down.
Oh man, that overall look. What the fuck was up with that?
Fuck the 90s.
It's still not that attractive.
Well, because they're bringing it back, you know, the fucking 90s.
It wasn't that hot back then, I don't think.
But 90s, baby.
So you had a thing for twins.
Oh, I love. Well,
Did you have one or the other?
whoever was the smart one
No
in that
idea.
show.
No idea.
Yeah, I want to say Tia. Sure.
When I worked at child support, like we could make our own screensavers, and I had to share my computer with the guy.
Okay.
And he had so much Tia and Tamara stuff that he put on our computer as the screensaver.
What?
Because he was. I mean, we got to remember we were all like.
He put this on other people's computers.
Well, no, we were using county computers.
Okay.
But we can make our own screensavers
Right.
at the time. We can pick our own images from, Google Images or whatever. And, I mean, we got to remember we were all 19. We were all college age.
Yeah.
This was like a younger guy. He was like 18 or 19.
Okay.
But he was in love with them too. And he put like so much of them on the computer that I had to share with him. Because he was like the night crew guy.
Yeah.
And I was the day crew guy. So
that makes me oddly uncomfortable to hear that story.
understandable.
And around that time, like, then Ness was like, oh, why don't I have crushes that are like my own age?
Oh, what?
I know, right? So I had a huge crush on Hillary Duff, dude. Hillary Duff is my age
Well, there you
in
go.
real life,
There you
and
go.
like everything like Lizzie McGuire that she did, and then she was on Malcolm in the Middle a couple times.
Oh, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, well, she's like cameoed because like she was famous at that time, so she just kind of cameoed a couple times.
Yes.
She also did like some Disney movies that I only watched because she was in them. Like Disney Channel
Interesting.
movies. Like Disney Channel movies.
Like, Mom, get out. I'm watching Hillary Duff.
I'm trying to enjoy the story. Oh my god. And even today, dude, Hillary Duff is so pretty.
She's got some stuff
She is
going
a
on.
Spicy meatball.
Spicy.
Mm.
Well, if we're going to talk about the 90s still, then we can't argue with who brought me into adulthood, which was one Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Me and Friends went way back.
Shoulder pads.
I watched a lot of Friends back in 94-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But then as she got older and hotter in the later 90s,
and wear less and less bras.
and her hair got like longer and awesomer and less shoulder pads.
Mm-hmm.
She helped me become a man.
The person on Friends, I always, again, because I tend to gravitate towards the weirdos. Like I always had like a weird crush on Phoebe.
I know. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a broken man.
Lisa Kudrow does not have it going on, in my opinion.
I think she's pretty. I mean, like, would you kick her out of bed?
With a question mark. She's pretty.
Pretty? No, I mean that in a way, like, I don't know why people don't think that she's pretty. Monica's just a straight up bitch. Like, I mean,
know.
as pretty as
But see, I
whoever
was
that actress is,
I was in love with Monica from when she was in Ace Ventura.
Oh, it's
The
right,
first
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So I was like, that carried over into Friends, but I always gave the edge to Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
I didn't care for the character.
Okay.
The character
Just
was
Jennifer.
retarded.
Yeah, she's
but-
such an idiot and fucking like.
But
so
they would
codependent.
dress her in such weird, hot '90s ways.
Oh yeah,
I
because that
remember.
show is like half.
I'm like,
a
why is she?
fashion icon.
She's wearing a schoolgirl outfit, but because the character wants to wear that.
Yes.
Not because like they're trying to be funny. Like with like socks up to her freaking thighs.
Oh, that's so
And-
sexy,
oh,
dude.
God,
I
fucking
love
shit.
thigh-high socks.
The whole entire episode, and like, there's going to be a joke that she's wearing this, right? Oh no. And
I just found this at Nordstrom or whatever.
And she would wear the overalls.
She did, yeah.
But
That was- but that was the 90s.
It was all right.
I mean, Kelly Bundy. Oh, I didn't put that. Kelly fucking Bundy.
Kelly Bundy.
Oh.
I was just thinking about her as well.
Mm.
And she was like the trashy hot.
Veronica Corningstone. Yeah, she was very pretty in a.
She was
trashy
so
sort of way.
trashy.
Like, I think we all have. I think all of us kind of red-blooded kind of guys have that weird attraction to trashy girls.
A little bit.
In a weird way.
A little bit. She
Speaking
made
of
it work.
which,
Oh.
I had this weird celebrity obsession with Tara Reid.
Yeah.
American Pie.
I remember
era.
my friend Cameron was in love with her
Yeah.
in the American Pie days, and I was always just like,
And there was
I
that
can see it, but no.
She had that really sexy, raspy voice, and that's when I started
Because
to
she'd been
notice eyes.
smoking cigarettes since she
Yeah.
was 14.
Exactly.
Hey guys,
Hey,
I'm so hot and
hey
shit.
Kevin, I want to give you a blowjob. Does anybody want to dance?
Oh, jerk off in that beer over there. Nobody's gonna drink it.
Yeah. But then there's that amazing scene, which I think solidified my crush on her in American Pie.
Yes.
Where she's getting eaten out by Kevin,
Which one was Kevin?
the wiener, the one who
She-
never
One from Rookie of the Year,
Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
Rosenbagger. Yes.
Yeah. 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 So she got eaten out by Kevin,
His
and
name's Kevin.
yeah,
Where have I been? Anyway,
not watching American Pie apparently.
as often as everybody else. My bad.
And of course that crush quickly faded away as she
when-
got that really nasty boob job,
And
then
it
she
fell out at that award ceremony.
Oh God! And
She had no idea.
Hello, guys. I'm the perfect girl.
I was like, "Oh my God, this is embarrassing." On a similar note, and I think you might appreciate this as well. I developed a crush because I kind of like I back in the day when I was a teenager, I had a crush. I had a thing for trashy girls. So Lindsay Lohan.
Well, I didn't come on to her, pun intended, until I was well into my 20s.
Oh yeah.
When Mean Girls came out.
Mean
Like, that
Girls,
was when I
yes.
was first like, oh my God, yes, I want this
Herbie.
all over my face.
Freaky Friday.
And Mean Girls came out in 2004.
Right.
I was 23 years old.
She is a year older than me, I believe.
She's 86. She's your age. She's 30 now.
But I think she was like born early in the
But I
year.
remember seeing like clips of The Parent Trap
Oh yes.
and not being like, oh yeah, she's hot. Because she was
because she's fucking 8.
I know. But she was in something in between that. Oh, it was the one Freaky Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
Freaky Friday. I remember seeing
was like
clips
her
of that
comeback movie.
and I was just like, "Oh, hey, that 16-year-old is pretty hot." Whatever. And then by the time she was 18 in Mean Girls, I was like,
and then the media exploited her as soon as she
Yes.
turned 18. Like
she
like,
destroyed everything
oh
about
my God! And then she had like
Ingenue. What have we
They
done
done
to you? Exactly. But
Yeah.
man, she's in that episode of SNL where she plays Hermione.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's one of my favorite sketches. Like outside of Lindsay Lohan playing that,
Right.
It's a great sketch.
It really, really is.
then
Hermione,
I
some of
didn't
us grew more over the summer. Anyway.
At least me personally, I didn't have a crush. I kind of like after the debacle that was Tara Reid and Lindsay Lohan and how they let me down, I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with Celebrity Crush. And then of course, like I started noticing like girls around me. So it's kind
I'm
of
18. Maybe I should look around me and not just on TV all the time.
But then I started like randomly watching TV, and then I think it's on Fox, I think. But then 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter came on,
God.
and I started to notice a character named Bridget Hennessy, played by one Kaylee Cuoco.
Now super uber famous from The Big Bang Theory, but at the time not as uber famous.
Not as uber famous.
Was that show? How many seasons did that show run for?
That show ran for way longer than it should have because the lead character passed away in real life.
That's right.
And they decided
to bring David Spade on.
We're going to write that into the story and bring in David Spade.
Dun, 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 to save the world. David Spade saves the world.
Oh, man.
So, yes, Kaylee Cuoco.
But that was a short-lived kind of thing. Like, I just kind of... I think, admittedly, I kind of just was attracted to her looks. Very petite, very dumb blonde. But there's more to her. Whatever.
Yes. Now, I introduced Mike to this sitcom from the 90s he had never heard of, but with actors that he knows of one, Ned and Stacy.
Yes, that's that one that you were telling me about.
2 seasons on Fox, of which is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my entire life. Probably didn't need more than 2 seasons because Thomas Hayden Church is the only funny character on that show. Okay. But Deborah Messing. Pre Will and Grace.
Oh.
Something weird.
She was hot in Will and Grace.
But she like lost 30 pounds to be on Will and Grace. So she looks healthy.
Yeah.
And like mid-90s hot on Ned and Stacy. And like I can watch that show and just be like, "Oh, I know where all of my redhead crushes fetishes came from now."
There we go.
I totally get it. And yeah, I kind of carried my crush for her further on, but she looks her best between 1995 and 1997.
Yeah.
And then Will and Grace started somewhere around 2000-ish, right?
I think so.
Maybe a little bit after.
That was around my middle school years.
So, great show if anybody wants to purchase the DVDs like I did.
You did?
Well, my wife found the entire second season for $20.
Oh, cool.
By some bootleg person in the UK.
Oh, cool.
And it was fine. It wasn't like high def quality or anything. It was standard.
That's how I have every episode of Rocko's Modern Life with some bootleg guy online.
And we found season 1 on Amazon for equally cheap. So I mean, it's $40 for 50 episodes.
Yeah, why not?
It's fine.
They're not on
great.
Netflix or anything.
No, they're not on Netflix or YouTube or Hulu or any of that.
Interesting.
It's weird. So, but yeah, Deborah Messing was very, very hot in the mid '90s. USAM.
I was randomly surfing through the channels one day many years ago, and then I stumbled across this channel that I never heard of called G4.
Oh God!
And
I know where you're going with this one.
And and
Mike's told this story on the podcast,
and I was excited because there's this show that used to be on Tech TV called
Attack of the Show.
No, not that one. It was whatever the gaming show was. I was like, oh, Adam Sussler's back, and he has another game show. So I think I'll check out this channel.
Yes.
Right after that gaming show, whatever, was this show called Attack of the Show.
Oh, sorry.
Which billed itself as, we're going to talk about like what's hot on the internet.
Like, hey, are you Asian and you like pretty girls and video games? Well, we got the right show for you, sir.
Well, Attack of the Show was more like what's the hottest tech and what's like the hot stuff on the internet. And then we
no white person was watching it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Right. But one of the co-hosts on that show was a woman named Olivia Munn. Unknown
actress / model.
That's right.
Olivia Munn.
Yep. Slightly older than me. I think she's like 2.
She's my age.
She's your age? Okay. Whoa.
She was funny.
Funny.
Hot.
Geeky.
She loved video games.
She loved
computers.
Video games
and computers. She owns computers, Mike.
She has a computer.
She has a computer.
Oh my! I don't think I need to get into. Go back and listen to our Hate Fucks episode.
That's episode 69 for the layperson.
Yeah, that's
which
right.
was Valentine's Day 2013.
Wow, good memory.
Yo.
Holy shit! But we're not gonna get into that. But
Mike, how
I had a falling out.
How many years did you cream over her?
until she left G4.
Well, how many seasons was she on? Is what I'm kind
Two
of
or
implying.
three.
That's all. Just 2 or 3.
It was like 2 or 3 years. I think she was on that show.
Well, yes.
Until she intentionally tried to get herself fired because she wanted to get out of her G4 contract so that she can be into the movies.
So that she can get on the Daily Show for 3 months
Yeah.
and write a book about tiger moms.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. She grew up with a tiger mom, Mike.
She did.
That creates OCD and self-esteem issues.
Did you read that book?
No,
Okay.
I didn't have to.
Did she talk?
Because she talked about it on The Daily Show
Oh,
during the 3 months she was on.
that poor woman.
And then she was on some terrible show called something about, oh God, I don't remember the name of it,
Oh,
on NBC.
the Newlyweds.
Was that what it was called?
Newly? It's a newlywed show, right?
It was a newlywed show about
Couples.
3 couples.
Couples.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, one
it
was
doesn't matter.
newlyweds, one's been married for a while, and one is
About to get married.
About to get
I'm
married.
sure. Nobody has any kids, therefore they're very happy. And
Everyone
she was
lives
on
in
there, and she was a total, like, housewife of New Jersey
Yes.
style lady. And luckily that show ended quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was on The Newsroom.
Yes, which
Aaron
is
Sorkin.
and she apparently, because I don't watch that show, so apparently her
it's over.
performance was like really highly regarded. And-
I felt it was good. It wasn't funny. It wasn't sexy.
no, it was a serious show.
But she was a newswoman. She was like the hot news chick on a news show.
Yes, but apparently her
There you
acting was regarded as really well.
As
I hate
promising.
you, Olivia Munn, you fucking sellout.
And then she was on Conan and broke Mike's heart.
And then she threw us all under the bus. Everyone who had a huge crush on her because we all thought that she was this geek goddess and she was the
Nope.
ambassador to the geek world. And
Nope.
fuck you.
Just because she's half Asian doesn't mean she's a geek.
No, we believe she was a geek because of everything she was what now we know is pandering to us. Back
Felicity
then.
Day is right around this.
Felicity Day is legit, son.
I feel like she's going to break all of their hearts.
Felicity
eventually.
Day is legit.
Okay,
you
fine.
take that back.
But yeah, she was also in a Super Bowl commercial that you missed this year.
Good.
There you go. It wasn't funny at all.
And now, as a 30-year-old man, I think my last 2 crushes that are still ongoing to this day are Anne Hathaway
There
and
you go.
Amanda Seyfried.
Well, yeah.
Big,
you
doughy
didn't
eyes.
discover her until recently.
I had this odd.
Because I discovered her in Mean Girls as well, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I think I like this girl more than Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Because that scene where she's looking at her ass in the mirror and rubbing it
Oh.
right before she answers the
She
phone.
can predict the weather with her boobs.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
The best.
And when Lacey Chabot says, if I have something terrible to tell you, do you want me to tell you? No. How can I be in love with a bimbo so much? But
Oh yeah, but she's gone on to have a career.
and I can't forget my current one of Anna Kendrick.
Oh yes, that's right. You have this weird, which you discovered on the Twilight films.
I know. You know how hard it is to watch Trolls now without getting a boner? Really hard, Mike. Really hard.
That's what he said.
That's what she should say. But yes, when you look at Anna Kendrick and you're like, is there anything you can't do besides be perfect in my eyes?
So all of you women that we have mentioned,
You women.
you women, you let us fall in love with you,
God.
and you don't acknowledge us.
You don't acknowledge us, but you hang out with Justin Timberlake as if he's a legitimate
You hang out with other
person?
celebrities,
Like
and
Ryan
not
Reynolds?
some schmo from Barstow, California,
Barstow.
where I grew up and discovered the Pink Ranger.
Yes.
But I know we're both
Good
in,
times.
but I know we're both in like happy relationships now. But all you women should like totally call us and turn us down to give us some closure. Of
Well,
course,
just tag them all in this podcast.
Oh my God, yes.
See what happens.
Amy Jo Johnson, I want you to like be like, no, God, no.
Nice.
I would never ever be with somebody as disgusting as you. I
Ew.
hate Power Ranger fans.
Ew.
And Amanda Seyfried.
Call me.
Call me. All right, on to our sound off. What would you like to sound off on today, my man?
Well, have you been listening to any music? Because I have.
I listened to a bit of pop.
A Bit of Pup. Yes.
Bit of Pup.
I listened to the self-titled album by Pup.
And we were introduced to Pup, one of our loyal fans, Dance Shomo Dance, who we seem to bring up all the time.
I know.
He's a great guy. He comments on our stuff and he gives feedback to the show.
Yes.
He gave us his top 10 albums of 2016. One of them was a band we never heard of. And of that list, the one that kind of jumped out immediately was this great pop punk band called Pup.
I don't know how to describe them so much except that they're from Canada.
Yes.
And there's kind of a bluesy element to their guitar style. Like that song Yukon?
It's kind of dirty-ish kind of sounding,
Yeah.
kind of punk.
I'd say the first 6 tracks on the album are pretty darn good.
Yes. And this is their debut album from 2014.
14?
I believe it's 14.
Yes, because then they were on Warped Tour 2015.
Yes.
And then the new album came out last year, which we'll get to next week.
Okay.
But yeah, the self-titled album was pretty good.
I liked it a lot, man.
I gave it a 7.
I don't know where this band has been because apparently they've been making the rounds, and honestly, I've never heard of this band.
They were funded by the government of Canada to create their first album.
What?
I don't know how. If you go to their Wikipedia page and click on the Pup album,
Yeah.
it'll tell you that.
So was it some sort of art scholarship?
Yes.
Yeah?
Some sort of weird thing like that.
That was weird.
So good on them. I don't know what part of Canada they're from. Probably
We'll never know.
Manitoba.
That's the one.
But yeah, like I think the first 6 tracks were great. The next 3 were poor. The last one was good. So a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a pretty good track. It's a pretty good introduction to a band that we had never heard of before. I listened to last year's album a little bit.
I've given it 3 listens so far.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
I have no idea how to judge it yet.
We'll talk about it a little bit more next week.
But apparently he had vocal cord damage, and when he went and got his vocal cords checked out, the doctor told him the dream is over. And so that's what they named their album.
That's cool.
So
I'm glad that you're the
good for
one.
them.
I'm glad that you're the one reading all these articles and doing all this research because I shared all.
Well, there's this great outlet called the Internet that has everything
about
you would
this
need to
internet.
know on it.
Can I post podcasts on this internet?
You can.
Really?
Like 224 of them. It's crazy.
Subsequently, each week?
So Mike is still working on his top 100 of all time
I'm
albums.
almost done with it. I need to tighten it up.
And Creed came so close to making the list.
Ooh,
but
it almost beat out Devil and God Are Raging Against Me.
almost. But then it quickly dropped down to like number 800.
Right.
So
upon re-listen or just upon just memory, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to 800. We don't need to talk about it.
you're going to keep on working on your top 100.
Give me a week.
Mine is done.
Okay.
Officially.
Ooh.
Done. D-U-N, done.
D-U-N, son.
God damn it. I made sure that I got all the albums that I had lost on there for some reason.
Okay.
They're on there. And I went back and I listened to me some Creed, and I listened to me some Bad Religion.
Okay,
and some Offspring, which, the Smash was a 9 out of 14. It quickly dropped down to number 801.
Okay. So we will discuss this in this coming week, how we're going to share this list.
I have one more album to discuss, by the way.
Okay, well you can do that. So this coming week we'll we don't have a big release coming up, so we'll do that. We'll at least start it. If we don't finish all the way down to 1, we'll do something, and so we'll at least start sharing our list this week.
We should at least talk about, I don't know, we'll figure it out by next
Yeah.
week. We can't do all 100 because we would bore everybody for the next 10 episodes.
It'd be a 6-hour long episode, and I just don't have that kind of time.
No, we just do 10 every week.
You know what? We say that.
190, 89 to 80.
Yeah. I mean,
People would get so sick of us. We'd lose so many likes.
I mean, we say that, but then it's going to end up being like a 6-hour long episode, just doing like
Yes, it will.
just debating back and forth, like fuck you.
My number 98 album, we're going to spend the next 45 minutes talking about.
Yeah.
So, The Living End.
The Living End. So
what do you know about this band? Because
it's a band that I've heard of.
you've only heard of.
And what,
well, you
what-
would
what
definitely
prompted you to
recognize.
listen to them.
Well, you would definitely recognize them from track 1, album 1. 'Cause we don't need no one to tell us what to do. I said we're on our own, and there's nothing you can do. Said we don't need no one like you to tell us what to do.
This band is from Australia.
Yes, I thought that was an English band.
Yeah.
But apparently it's The Living End's 1998 album, The Living End.
Mm.
That
Very
was like
inventive
their
title.
most popular song. I don't know why I know that
I
song.
don't think I've ever heard that song, to be honest.
They played it all over 103.9.
Oh, really? So this is a band that's just been in the back
It's called
of your mind?
Prisoner of Society.
Okay. Prisoner of Society. Here it is.
No, I was told about this band by an attractive coworker of mine. And when attractive Latinas tell you, like, hey, have you heard of this band? And you say no, then you quickly go out and you get all the albums from that band so that you have something to talk about with said attractive Latina at your job. And this song was all over 103.9. It's difficult to tell who inspired who. Did The Living End inspire Green Day? Or did Green Day inspire The Living End?
Green Day's been around since the early 90s.
Well, the late 80s.
Late 80s,
So
yeah.
technically, I'll go with Green Day inspired this band. But
And of course, being from Australia, they get all of America's pop culture references a decade later.
a decade later, yes. So this band has the rockabilly kind of vibe to it because it's stand-up bass.
Stand-up
Also
bass?
known as double bass for some
Huh.
reason.
I don't recognize the song at all, dude.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. See another emergency. Well, you didn't listen to
Yeah.
103.9 as often
Apparently
as
not.
I did.
I just listened to Rise Against and Disturbed over and over again.
So I was really surprised to hear that track in there. And then that's probably the biggest standout success this band had.
Okay.
But it's still a really good album.
Cool.
I would say like the rest of the album doesn't sound like that song,
Okay.
but it's got that kind of Stray Cats vibe to it.
Mhm.
A little bit of rockabilly mixed with punk, mixed with, I don't know,
This
like
has
some
been
interesting stuff.
Flashback Friday with Adam Gorge.
1998.
1998.
And-
Whew.
but yeah, it's got some really good tracks on it, and I gave it a 12 out of 14.
Wow.
Not-
So not going to blow your socks away. It's just,
It's not on my top 100,
right.
but it's on my top 200. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you want some good, just kind of dirty punk, I think Living End's a good.
Dirty punk. Did you didn't listen to this album at all?
I haven't started it yet. You know.
Okay. They only have 7 albums, so
Yeah.
we have time.
Plenty of time, yes.
And then, yeah. So what's interesting is that this attractive Latina, I didn't know that she was single for all this time that I'd been working with her. And she would have been like somebody perfect that I could have tried to set you up with if you weren't dating all the Tinder girls.
2.
Both Tinder girls.
Yes.
If I had known that she was single and that you were also going through your spiral, I would have
Uh-huh.
been like, oh, hey, Mike, I know somebody you could date.
Like, hey, attractive Latina, would you like
I
to
know.
date someone who's clinically depressed?
Yes. They
going
all
through
want
a
to.
fucking shame spiral right
Well,
now.
Erica took a gamble on you, didn't she?
Not because I was
Did you-
going through a fucking shame spiral.
Well,
I-
you didn't tell her that. Just like you wouldn't have told this one either.
Well, I would have been through a shame spiral, and I wouldn't have even gone on a date with her.
That would have been your OkCupid description. Singer father going through shame spiral,
Please validate my existence.
looking for a woman to share spiral with. Hopefully, you're just like me.
Yep. ...
Question mark?
And with that, I want to thank you guys for checking out this week's episode. Let's go have some dinner. I'm hungry.
What time is it?
It's time to have dinner. And your wife is texting me pictures of food to eat
damn.
for dinner. So we're gonna
What the fuck?
so we're gonna end out this episode now. Go like us on Facebook if you can. Go subscribe to us on YouTube if you prefer to get your episodes there. Follow us on Twitter at the Skinny Pod. We're gonna be retweeting our episodes there every week.
I'm coming for you, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Hashtag Sarah Michelle Gell, because that's probably all that fits on your
90s 90s overalls.
90s ovaries.
Well, we'll see you guys next week.